Hello, one and all, and welcome. My name's Fear. This is Battle Vortex. It's not my name, it's an entity. And tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about some Crowfall. And if you want to join along, please feel free to do so. There's a Twitch chat, and I don't know, Discord might get turned on later. I don't know if I remember. It's probably on. I just don't pay much attention to it. But anyway, we're going to get into that. So we're going to do a little bit of, you know what? Yeah, we're going to even do the other intro tonight. Watch this. All right. Let's go over to this thing. Oh, they're going to kick me out. My girl was rocking it, dude. Now, before anybody screams and yells, look, I'm an affiliate for Crowfall, but I'm not a creator. I'm not a content creator. So I don't have all the fancy drops and stuff. So if you're looking for fancy drops and stuff, there may be some on, but I'm not, not doing that right now. So this is more of a Crow Talk video than anything. Now we will, obviously, I'm going to show you some stuff. And this is also, just for your awareness, this is a talk for people that may be new to the game, very new. If you are like a veteran, seasoned player, you're probably going to get angry at half of the things I say here. So you might be better off just, watching the VOD later and when you can throw things and whatnot. So what we're going to talk about tonight, I have a little list. I'm going to talk about some of the changes in, I think it's 7.3. 7.3's been out now for a few weeks, and I've actually been able to play it. And any of you that were a part of Crow Talk 1 or 2, which you can find on my Battle Vortex Cast YouTube channel, maybe I'll put a link below the video later for the when it goes up on the YouTube channel. I'll post that it's out. But Twitch is not the place usually that I don't think a lot of people go for VODs unless they're fresh VODs. So we're going to talk a little bit about, and I got to apologize too, my key light, my Razer key light doesn't work tonight, and couldn't get it working. So I've been wanting to do this video now for about a week. So we're going to talk about 7.3, some of the changes they made, some of the things I like, some of the things I think they need to continue to work on. Obviously, we're dealing with Crowfall's. It's kind of an MMO. It's kind of an MMO slash event park, to me, because it's not. It doesn't have some of the qualities of an MMO. It does have some of them, but it has other qualities that other MMOs don't have, like the ability to go into different play modes and things of that nature, which you usually can't do that a lot in MMO unless they have like so for example, like if you've ever played Black Desert, you would know at one point in time they had a place where you could go to play PUBG style game or whatever, that Fortnite, whatever. They had this other area. Crowfall's kind of like that, where they have the main game, but the main game's kind of, it's not really a home. So it's more, they let you go there, but they try to shuttle you out of there. They try to shoo you away. Nothing to see here. Go to one of these other places. So a little different, a little weird, a little different of a feeling. Now, I'm here on my Eternal Kingdom a la Fear. This is the Dark Vortex Kingdom, if you ever want to stop by and check it out. PvP is currently not turned on here. But some of the things you can do in your Eternal Kingdom, obviously, is you can lay out property. You can build property. You can build houses. You can also purchase a lot of these things, which is, how the game makes their money. They get weird, filthy coiners like me to come along and spend their hard-earned dollars to get stuff for my guild. I have a small guild, and I mean small. We're talking, there's like 6 guys total, and only like 3 of them really ever play. So we're a tiny guild, but we got a really big space. So in any event, we're going to talk a little bit about this stuff. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about were some of the things that are better. So we're going to go to different places, and I'll show you, like, for example, on the EK, this is something, now people keep telling me, oh, you'll stop gliding. I'm going to test that theory. Somebody said if you glide too far, you'll stop gliding. In that case, I will drop to my death. As you can see, we are way above the earth here. But otherwise, I don't think we're going to make it. I don't think we're going to make it all the way to that ledge. I was hoping we would. Oh, wait. Wait, maybe I can. Hold on. Hell yeah, I made it. All right, so we're going to go over here and watch. Now, I'll show you. A lot of the people that stream this game are really good at the game. Now, there's a couple that aren't necessarily. A little newer, like the professor. He's not a really, big-time PvPer and all that. He wants to be, but he's not yet. Now, let me just find something on the map here real quick. Oh, we're going the right way. So we're going to head over. A lot of people on their EKs somewhere, they call it an arena, which is what it is. It's an arena. But it's just basically a set of walls that you put up, and then you can have events in there, like one-on-ones. I know a lot of solo players and smaller guilds are worried about being able to do one-on-ones. And, yeah, so I used to run a city in Ultima Online called Grimoire, and in Grimoire we had an arena there, and we used to do it on top of a keep. Well, nowadays, where is my stairs? That's what I'm getting confused about. Oh, here they are. I was like, where are my stairs? I know there's a way up. Okay, so we're up now. So, but anyway, so this is an arena. It's actually got 2 forts in it, and it's also got the in the center, which I'm not sure this is a good idea or not. It's got a couple trees. It's got a tree of life. But, basically you could come here. I mean, I could move the tree of life if it was a pain in the butt. But, you could basically have a place to test your muster, test your skills right there on the ground. And it's got little, places for people to observe. So you don't have everybody standing on the ground. You can have them stand up here. Like, you can tell them, you can make different rules. It's just stuff you do on your own. That's one of the things that this game allows you to do, which a lot of the other MMOs do not. If you do get a property, it's usually just a house for you. And that's it. In Crowfall, you can actually get halls to build, and you can even build armaments and stuff. I think they originally were planning on, maybe they still will in the distant future, but I think they were gonna allow people to attack each other's eternal kingdoms, which would be kind of cool. I think that's why there's things like the tree of life, and there's probably bane trees and stuff. I don't have any bane trees, but I do have the tree of life. So I just kind of wanted to show off my arena there. It's kind of cool. I haven't actually had a tournament here at all. I don't have any friends, so one day people will want to come here and show me how to fight. So, yeah, but this is a really huge EK, so I'm not going to go all around it and stuff, but in any event, here you go. You can see how big it is. This ain't no joke. If you look at other EKs, if you can find one that big, you let me know. All right, so that's it for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the Shadow. There's a couple different play modes, and I'll just try to briefly bring people up to speed what that is. What these different play modes are, and some different things you can do. Okay. I also have a brand new character I haven't started working with. Sorry, they still don't have the short logout on your EK yet. I don't know what the deal is with that, but okay, it's fine. We're not going to be going in and out of there too much. So if you go in, let's say we get a character that's over in. When you first start the game, you're going to end up here in God's Reach, because your EK will probably have nothing in it except for this statue in the center, and it's really useless to you. So until you get into that, you're probably going to start here, right? So when you get through here, That's where you train your character and you learn how to play the game. It may take a while. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how fast you are. But I think right now, I haven't started from level 1 and tried it. Maybe I should, but I think you can get a character together in less than an hour now. And it used to take like 4 or 5 hours because you had to go through this whole giant quest line, and it was just crazy boring. So they fixed all that. So that's that's a positive that I was glad about. Now you can kind of skip all that. Actually, I can kind of show you here. Let's say you created a character, and we'll go in. I'll go in with a level 1, and then you can kind of see what your options are there. Okay. And then, like I said, these are just suggestions. They're not the only way. So basically, you will start over here. I got a horse, I think. I do not yet. It's the level 1, man. I ain't got nothing on this one yet. But you'll basically start over here, I think. Or is it over there? Nope. It's right here. Okay, so you'll start here. This is like the resurrection chamber or whatever they call it. And you start with this guy, Guillermo. Yeah. So you can talk to Guillermo, do what he says. He'll make you go talk to the Earth guy. You'll do this and that. Now, if you buy a VIP, or if when you buy the game, you get VIP. I don't know how it works if you have the 10-day trial, but if you have either of those other things, for sure, you can get, a way to remap or respec your character if you screw it up. And there's a guy over here that does that. Or, well, not a guy, but a little ticker tape machine here. Respec, or you can level up. If you have a level up, you can level up to 25, in which case you only have to build 5 levels before you're 30. And then you're done with leveling. But I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. They replaced leveling with something much more sinister. It's called disciplines. So if you're looking at your character, which I just hit the I key. Okay, so I'm looking at my character. Basically no armor, no nothing. That's a level 1. So you go here. See all these little thingies here? Major, major, minor, 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 minor. It depends on what kind of character. You might have less of these. Right? I think only 2 characters have 4. I think like a half elf and a human are the 2 that can really do that. And I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know in the chat. So basically, instead of leveling, you build these. And you also have to build weapons and armor. So one misconception I see a lot of people doing is they come in, and like a lot of MMORPGs, you can either buy weapons or whatever. They want crafters to have the best weapons and stuff, and as far as I know, they do. At least in the I don't know how much the stat bonuses are, but with crafted weapons, you can actually customize what you get. Where if you just get weapons out of the game, from drops in the world, they have a very low durability and usually not very good stats. So you're not going to do an incredible amount of damage, but you will still be useful. Somebody's getting... Sorry, got distracted. But anyway, so yeah, you will get distracted by things. There's lots going on. Right now it's a little bit quiet, and it's not terribly quiet. I've seen it much quieter than this. But you get in there, you pick what you want to do. This is a what is this chick? This is a Vindy. I haven't made her yet, but this is going to be my Templar, Vindicator. Because Vindicators are pretty good, especially for PvE. They're really good. I don't know how they are with PvP. I'm not sure. I haven't done a lot of PvP, I'll be honest. I'm not really that interested in it. Boy, she just... Ugh. I'm so used to playing a Fae character. It's hard to jump around with these guys. I don't know any of these guys. I don't know Dakoth. But... So... You get in there, you do your thing, and everything's honky-dory. You can play your game, get your character up to 30 in an hour, and then you can be on your way. So then what you do is you make a choice what you want to do. I would personally, when you get to that point, they'll tell you, or you can do it right away. You just go to a place called go there now. Skypoint. Skypoint's not terrible. You can't get a lot of high-end stuff from Skypoint, but you can get good enough stuff to get by with. Okay, and as a solo or a lower, population guild or guild that's casual, it's a challenge to do a lot of this stuff on your own. There's actually a couple things you cannot do alone, which I kind of wish they didn't have that. I mean, I don't care if it's ridiculously hard, but no, I can't go to Skypoint on this one. So we'll have to pick a different character. So let's just grab a different character so we can go to Skypoint, and I'll show you around Skypoint. This is the first PvP area you should encounter as a new player. And they've done a lot of changes to this too, and I'll show you that stuff as soon as we get in here. This is a freshly minted swordsman. Let's go in there. Freshly minted. Now, and I'm not yeah, it's going to rain all through fall. It's fall season. It'll start snowing tomorrow. There are seasons and night and day cycles in this game, so they're very short though. The night and day cycles are short. The fall rains pretty much all the time. So let's just go. Let's pretend now we've built our character 30. We're going to run him over. Going to run her over to Skypoint. I'll show you some fun stuff. May not be fun for everybody, but it'd be fun for you. Hey, who's here? Oh, I wonder if that's a $500 quest right there. I'm like, damn, man, I just need to get somebody to group with me, and I get 500 gold. That's a pretty cool quest. So you'll go here. If you follow the quest line, you'll go here and you'll go here. Not in that order though. And then the third place you'll go to is here. And this is where you'll kind of live for a little while. So let me show you some of the things they changed in here, which I wasn't sure about them at first. I wasn't sure I was going to like them, but after I've been playing in here a little while, yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of down with this. So, and I'll give you a few things on my mind about this area, if they let me in. Okay, so you'll end up talking to this Hugh Bald guy. You pick up all these quests and stuff, and you can do them all or whatever. I'm not even sure what this one was. All right. Okay, well, I can do that at some point. So we're going to go in here. We've got our level 30. We just freshly minted level 30 here, right? And then you take your little horsey. You'll get a horse, too, if you follow the quest. You'll get a lot of gold, too. That's the best reason to do the quest is for the gold. But you don't have to follow them religiously like you used to. So it used to kind of, it was very linear, and you had no choice. But let me show you the grounds here. So we're Moon. I'm Moon. You don't have to be Moon. But you'll also get that choice as to what you want to be later. You'll get to be a Moon. I think I might have done a video. There might be a video over on the cast channel where I actually did a leveling up thing, but it was before they made these changes. The best place, though, right now that I like is this place in the center. It's Deadman Mire. To me, this place is like the crossroads in Ultima Online. It's like a place where you got your moon here, you got your earth here, and you got your sun there. And then you have a hot zone right in the middle. Beautiful. There's a reason to go there, okay? And especially for newer players, it's great. But it could also be for larger scale players to get together and do, their fighting, their one-on-ones or whatever. The nice thing about this zone, now if you talk to anybody that's like heavy into PvP, they'll get, are you kidding me right now? They'll get, it's cranked, bro. Let me see. Yeah, it's cranked, bro. They will get, really offended if you go out here and do what I'm about to show you. So be prepared to be offensive. As a new player, do you really care? No. So, but what a lot of players will do is they'll come out to the dealio over here. Oh, you know what? Let me just check something. How about now? Am I louder? Am I louder? Oh, I'm pushing into the red now. So should be a little louder. And you can pick up stuff like this. What you really want out of here is, I don't care about the wild onions, but what you want, you are going to, and I didn't get either one of them, but you are going to need a whole bunch of these things called ethereal dust. So just get all the dust that you can. Okay? Get all the dust. All right. I just turned up the gain. I forgot there's a gain on this mic. Okay, so you see this green wall here, right? This particular green wall is protecting you. All right, there's a green wall in front of sun. There's a green wall in front of earth. Okay, now it's like I was telling you. Now I don't have a stealth character, so one thing you want to do when you're out here, and I'll show you kind of where you're at. See, you're right at the edge of this place, and there's ways out too that you don't have to go through the safe zone, but you can you go in here and make sure you don't cross the wall to the other places, because you will get dead. Okay, but your wall, and then what you want to do too is what a lot of people do is they play chicken and get each other mad and get people to run across the zone wall, and then they get killed. Oh, here we go. Here's an example, and look at that. Let's see what he's got. All right, 824 gold. Mine now. Thanks, Garn, whatever your name was. See, that's what I'm saying. You just look around. We already made 824 gold. We haven't even got out of the safe zone yet. But you just walk around, just check it out, because like I said, they do it all the time. People will get in fights out in here, and then they will come running across, and then they'll get screwed because they'll get dotted or something. They'll get what a dot is damage over time, and they will remember. So how I remember is this. Okay, for moon, we're west, right? So anytime I'm out on the grounds, when I got to run, I run west, unless I'm not by the zone. You know what I mean? But typically, here's a trick you do. If you say you're 25 or whatever, and you want to just get your character up to 30, just come out into the zone, go into make sure you're in the hot zone. It'll say hot zone at the top in the center, right? And now you can see, especially if you turn your character, you can see that there's bad guys over there. But those are just regular, those are satyrs. Okay, so now if I get close to one of them, here he comes. He's going to come get me now. And I'm going to bring him over to me because I like him nice and close. See, and you can just do that. Now he jumped away. He'll die over there. But we're not, that's fine. We'll go over there. We can go collect his corpse. We're going to fight these other two at a time. But we're going to get these two guys. Now, I'm not very good with this character. So I know I'm not doing everything the correct way. So, God dang, how many times can you press 6 on that one? That girl pressed 6. I pressed 6 like 17 times. But anyway, you remember, like I said, your deal is west, right? If you just stay by this wall and you just stay over here, a lot of times nobody will even mess with you. Now, since I'm on live, somebody could obviously come mess with me. But this is where you got to be careful. If you see somebody from Sun or Earth and you attack them, then expect that they're going to try to kill you really hard. If you don't attack them and you just run away, a lot of times they'll just let you go. Some players play what I call honorably and some don't. But you can do that. But if they do start attacking you and you're not ready to fight yet, then just run to your wall and just stay in there until they're gone or whatever. You know, because they'll go away. They're not going to hang out. They're in a hurry. They want to hurry up and get that fat loot, you know. So yeah, see, when you just kind of kill these guys off. This is a swordsman. Look at that. Brutal strike. Shockwave. Wow, that is so much stuff. That is a lot. That is a lot. But see, then you just kind of stay near your wall here. Don't go too far. Now you can tell, like, if there's other people out here, you can tell. You'll see things. And you know what you see a lot of? You'll see tornadoes. Fire tornadoes, because a lot of people like to play Confessor because it's one of the best casting, easiest casting to do in the game. Now, that's not to say that sniper or assassins won't sneak up on you, or even the Ganetians can go underground and you can't see them. But a lot of times they, tend, like I said, if you're not being aggressive, they may not mess with you. Okay, they may leave you alone, and if they don't, that's fine. Just run away. You just come in here. See, if they come in here with you, and they're not Moon, they got about 5 seconds before their life is over. So they don't get a lot of time. They only get a few seconds. Now, in this case, I've already got 1,000 gold. Okay, I'm a brand new player. I don't like that. I don't want to lose. You only lose gold here, but do you really want to lose 500 gold or 700? Nah, let's go take it in. So all you do is you ride back over real quick and you throw it in your bank. Oh, actually, there's a world bank. Sorry, there's a world bank here, I believe. Isn't that right? Yeah, there's a world bank right here. So you don't even have to leave. You can just go right over here. I forgot about that. I always forget about the world bank. So this is inside your wall too, so you don't have to worry you're not going to get killed here. But basically just collect a little bit of stuff. You don't need tons and tons of stuff. Just get a little bit. And then you come over and you'll see a bank box up there. I think there's multiple. Then you can just throw all your stuff in the bank. For now. Your bank won't look like mine. Okay. I've been playing a little bit. Right? So there you go. And now you're clean. Now you got, you don't necessarily, I mean, you can use bandages here. I wouldn't say that it's 100% you have to have them, but now that gold I made off of whatever that guy is, I can just tell him, I don't know what happened to your gold, man. Wasn't here when I got here, Okay, so then you can kind of go back down here, go back down by these two towers, and they look the same no matter what, no matter if you're on Earth or Sun. It looks the same, it's just facing a different direction. So you can see Earth's over there, I think. Yeah, that's Earth's gate over there, and then Sun's gate is over there. And you can see them from here. They're very close. I like this area. I didn't think I was going to like it, but now that I've been able to play here a few times, I really enjoyed doing it. So you just stay near your wall, and then, it seems like you're going slow, but when you're leveling at that level, it'll go really fast. So it'll just be like, you'll hit 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, just like it's really fast. So, or even if you're starting from a lower level, I don't know how much, see, like over there, I don't know how much time, if you can actually come here at level 1. But you see over there, there's something going on over there. And that's probably another human player. Now, if you just wanted to go look, you could go peek. You got to get pretty close, unless you have really far sight. Yeah, there he is. What is he? Let's see what he is. I'm not going to attack him or nothing. But uh-oh. Somebody's going to attack me instead. Set here. I'm not going to attack him or nothing. I'm just going to leave him alone. If he comes over here, then we'll try to get away. We'll try to... Oops. Didn't need to do that. No, but see, you can see he's running around doing his thing. And I know I got to go west if something goes in. Another thing you want to remember to use as well is when you're trying to do this stuff, always keep in mind that your Q button is your ultimate. And a lot of times you can just fire off your ultimate so you can get away. So if you're not ready to fight, if you're ready to fight, obviously, dig in. Go get him. Get him, killer. But if you're not, now I don't know how to play swordsman. I'm sure there's some kind of a... See, there goes a tornado. Did you see the tornado down there? There's other players when you see a bunch of tornadoes running around. So, yeah. So you can... What? Oh, there was another one? Oh, I see. A little assassin came out of nowhere or something. I don't know where that other one came from. But yeah, I just kind of hang out over here. There's actually here, there's like 3 that spawn right here. And they're just not out because that's the first ones we killed when we came in. They'll be back. And then there's like 3 or 4 in here you can get. and then there's 2 more. But you can just stay by the wall. And don't worry, you know, if they try to shame you over it, so what? Tell them pack sand. It's not, you don't have to play however they think you have to play. You play how you want to play. Oop. Right? It's your game. You play it your way, man. Now, if you're going to be out here trolling and trying to trick people into running over the line, you can do that too. But, you know, that's not the Sophie way, but you can do it. I'm not going to, I mean, I've ran over that wall not knowing any better, or just being like seeing blood red and not even paying attention and run across the wall. See, now I'm trying to get a little braver, so I'm going out a little bit. What you can do too is you can kite him back a little bit. See? Now he'll follow me so far. He won't follow me forever, but he will follow me a little bit. See? Now I'm still right by my wall. If I needed to run back in, I could run right back in. Now you see, I didn't bother. I'm sure that other guy saw me too. And since I didn't go bother him, I haven't seen him come bother me yet either. So that's okay. We can do that. That's fine. You want, you know, if you can find people like that, that's great. Sometimes the bigger players come here just because there's fights. And that's what I'm saying. It's like the crossroads. But a lot of times the bigger players, they're usually pretty, usually, I'm going to say usually, because there are some people that are not this way. They'll usually leave you alone, especially if they see you, like, if you're like fumbling with your spells or whatever. So even if you are pretty good and you just want to trick them, you know, you can fumble with your spells and stuff and wait till a good player comes in. Because, you know, one of the tricks that's fun to do is you wait till somebody's fighting a monster and getting hurt, and then you jump in and help the monster kill him. And that's okay. Oh, there he goes. There goes the Tornades. See him? See him back there? That's the Tornades. So there's human players back there. And we're just leaving them alone. We're just letting them go. And that's why I said this is for new people. This ain't for veterans, right? Because I don't want to talk to the veterans right now. I don't know nothing. I'm not the best fighter. I never got famous in UO for being the best fighter. I got famous in UO for teaching people how not to die. So that's how that happened. It wasn't because I was killing everybody. There are a lot of players like that in this game. You know, that's their metric is PvP, PvP, PvP. You can have that metric, but you don't have to. You can do so much stuff without PvP or without even getting into any trouble. Let me see if I had any other notes I wanted to talk about with the new player zone. So the new player zone, I'll show you a little bit more about it. And always, like I said, always when you come in here, check around, because sometimes you'll just see a pile of money. I always check. You know, and a lot of times people try to die in like obscure places. So check around the rocks. I was glad that I was actually like, here's how you do something, and then it actually was there. Okay, oops. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a bag. But you can do that all around the whole wall, but it's highly more likely that you'll find something right here because of that hot zone right there. But you can find stuff in other places. Not going to say you can't. I find stuff all the time. If you run around enough, that's fine. So if you're not in a super big hurry, you can do that. Now, I'm already at 30, so I can't show you how fast it is to level. Not with a level 30. Anyway, I could, you know, like I said, I could go bump up my other character to whatever, to 25, and then come out here and show you how to level it up. But we'll see if anybody's interested in that, I'll do that. But there's nobody asking. So we'll see. We'll wait and see what they say. All right. So here it is again. So here's some of the things you need to look for. Crowfall has a lot of moving parts. Okay. So don't try to learn everything all at once. But the basic idea is hot zones are good places if you want to get a lot of funds right away. But you got to understand that those areas are contested by other people that want to do the same thing. And if you're bothering them or they perceive you as being bothersome because you're taking some of their mobs away, then they're going to try to remove you from that situation. But there's lots of other places you can go. You can go to places like this unexplored canyon, I'm absolutely sure has these. I don't remember. Sorry, stone golems or something in them, and they give you those little ethereal dust that I was telling you about. You need lots of that, so you might as well just collect those all you can. I kind of wish. I know they give away other things too. I don't know if it's like rough soul gems or something. I wish they kind of gave more. I love the fact that they give dust, but I think dust should be more of a byproduct, not the main ingredient. That's just my thoughts on that. Yours may vary. Okay. Now, there's certain things you can do as a player. You've chosen a faction. If you look out on the map here, you see the first thing you're going to want to probably be interested in is these little flags. They're called outposts. Now, be careful when you're moon, because a lot of times moon is the same. Their flag looks ridiculously identical to a flag with no color, which I don't know why they didn't just give us purple or something, but they didn't. They gave us gray. So if there is no one in control of an outpost, it's clear and it'll just say unclaimed or whatever. So you look around at these flags, and if you find one that's not your faction, you can go up there and go take that outpost if you can beat the mobs. And you usually can, but sometimes you might, when you're first starting out, you might have to kite them if you can. And they're very hard to kite. I remember having a lot of trouble with kiting them at first, but once I got a little bit better at the game and started getting a little bit better weapons and stuff and armor, then it became less painful for me. As a matter of fact, I can actually fight nowadays. I can fight all three of them at the same time, and not a big deal. But so at first, and something I like to do, and I'm not near an outpost to show you, but if you find near this outpost that there's trees, try to get them out towards the trees, because then you can hide behind the trees while they're shooting at you, and not everything shoots through the trees. A lot of things don't, and melee fighters can't hit through trees, so that's a good trick for you if you haven't tried that yet. Yeah, at home you clean the dust off of things, but in the game you need to collect all the dust you can get. Yes. There's also those are pretty big deal. Then you can also come down now this is two things down here. This hidden secret village. There's something in there. You can go there and you can get weapons and armor, or it's usually one or the other. It's usually like it's either more heavily armor based or heavily, it depends on what creatures are in there. I'm not really sure what would be here. Possibly Ganetians. This one could be this one tells you kind of what it is. This is a Satyr camp. That's a good camp for, isn't Satyrs are they wet? No, they're armor. I believe they're armor. So if you wanted to try to get you some better armor than what the game's going to give you doing the starter quests, then just try going there and getting that. There's also these. I'm not going to get all into this right now. Capturing forts is a lot easier than it was, but I'm not ready to really talk about it yet because I haven't been doing it a lot. But capturing keeps and forts and castles and all that's a hell of a lot of fun, but that's mostly intended for multiple people. Forts you can take solo if you get good enough. You can do it. Keeps you can also take them, but they're kind of a pain in the patootie. But you can do it, but as far as holding on to it, probably not going to happen. So you could take one just for the points of taking it, but actually defending it and getting the points for defending it's probably not going to happen. And in this particular zone, in the Skyreach area, that's not as big a deal here. Mostly here, people capture things to get the points or do the quests. So if you notice on here, I've got Let's Talk objectives on the far right, and it says capture an outpost. So if I go out with this character and I go find an outpost and I can capture it without getting killed, then I would get that quest done. And then victory through, but then I would leave, and then if whoever, unless they knew I was coming like they would right now because I'm streaming. But if I wouldn't do it normally on a stream, because you'll just somebody will have to come and kill you. That's just, there's a lot of stream snipers, and I'm not a big fan of stream sniping. So victory through crafting advanced items, that's actually going to take a hot minute. So I don't know. Advanced items, that's pretty high end quest. I don't know. I mean, hell, even none of my characters can craft that. So I don't know why that's a quest. They should have just had it craft intermediate would have probably been better, because doing intermediate weapons at this level is a little bit easier in Skypoint. So, but you don't have to do it here, I guess. Maybe you can do it somewhere else, at God's Reach or something. I don't know. But, I mean, well, you'd have to do it at God's Reach. But what I'm saying is that I don't think you could do it in the Shadow or in Dregs. Okay? And still get the points here. I don't think that's how that works. I could be wrong about that. But I can't craft advanced weapons on any character. I'm not a huge crafter. Victory through combat. Capture forts. Now, see, you can capture forts in Skypoint. Like I said, it's a little tougher, but you can do it. And let's see if there's... Well, you can't capture this one. You can also capture outposts, and I think that's also another quest, is to capture outposts. These respawn outposts. And then there's also temples. Sometimes there's temples. I think this is just a temple. Yeah, it's just a Yaga outpost. It's not a respawn, I don't think. Not 100% positive there. But so if they all belong to somebody, you obviously are going to have to wait till the flag turns, somebody else's color before you go get it. And that's just the way it is. So you just do it if you want to do that here. I don't know. I haven't really followed through on any of those quests here very much. But it also tells you, like, when things are contested. I think there's one quest that's like witness a fort or a siege. And I'm not sure exactly what that means, if you're just supposed to hang out there in that zone until the siege is over. Or I'm not sure what that really means. But there's a bunch of quests you can do to kind of guide you to where you want to be. Now, capturing keeps and castles and all that, that stuff definitely requires a group. So you're going to want to, if you really want to participate in that high level, you're going to have to find a guild to join or something at that point. I am not really interested in that stuff, even though I'm in a guild. It's a very small guild. Like, we're not even big enough. Nobody will even ally with us because we don't have anything to offer them. We don't even have enough hardcore players to offer them, any kind of, yes, we are here to help you. We're just scrubs. So, but if I were going to go for an outpost, just say, for example, can't go for this one because it's in their safe zone, but you could go get this one. That one way over there. But you can see from the map, that ain't no easy task. You got to go all the way around all this crap, all the way in, all the way up here, and hope like hell you don't get killed when you get up there. Now, like I said, you don't lose nothing. So let's see what we got. If I wanted to do this, I'd make it real easy on myself. Oh, and I have upgraded my armor on this one. So I do have, well, this is obviously like my 12th character or 11th character. So it was my 12th at one time, but then I deleted one and recreated it. So let's just say we're going to go do that. And one thing you can't do, which I still wish you could do, is you can't like right click on a square on the map and have a little marker go up on your thing, on your compass, so that you can figure out where the hell you're going. What I would do before I ever do anything like this, I would just dump out my pack. I don't think you lose band-aids. I don't care about that, but I would just do it, just to make sure nothing bad happens. And I'd look at my map and I go, okay, first thing we got to do is we got to go west to the end of the road, to the end of the. We'll go find that point and then we'll go west. So I'm gonna just follow the edge of the world, basically. still in our zone. We're going to leave our zone here in a minute. You want to keep looking for, if you need some mushrooms, there's some mushrooms. So here's the edge of the world, right? So you just come down the edge of the world. And you don't need blue gear to be able to take out the guards on these guard posts either. They're not that high. I don't know about on dregs. I'm not sure how tough the guards are, or if you can beef them up from just regular, or if they get stronger over time or any of that. I mean, all those things would be very cool in my opinion, but I don't know that that's the case. But we need to go around this area, and we know our zone is still right there. So you can, if you get into trouble over here, you can still get home pretty easily. But we're gonna kind of leave our area, and we're gonna go up there, and we'll see if we can do it without getting killed. Otherwise, I probably won't be showing you that today. All right, so let's take a look real quick. Yep, I'm right at the edge here. So now we can go up this way, I think. Yeah, so we kind of still want to follow the edge of the world. It helps me. I don't know if it helps everyone, but it helps me to be able to know where the edge of the world is. Now we could just follow the edge of the world all the way up there, basically. That way there's no confusion. Now if there's monsters, we can obviously deal with the monsters or not. That's up to us. But this is all we're doing this for is just to get the quest. Nobody really here. It's not that critical. Like nobody really tries to hold anything. They just basically. I mean, they will hold it if they need to. Here's a place too that you could come and work out and get a bunch of weapons and armor and stuff. I can't remember if the Ganetians are more weapons or armor. They might be. I can't remember because I don't pay much attention. I think they're weapons because now that I remember, we were beating up some Ganetians the other day. This is a mining area, and it's something you don't necessarily need to deal with right now. That's not in the scope of my my semi-crappy tutorial that I'm giving you here. So I'm not going to really talk about that, but that's more of a thing you need when you're taking over keeps and castles and things of that nature. And you can collect. Sometimes there's like loot boxes that spawn in those things, and you can take the loot. Like here, we'll just come down here. I'll see if there's actually one here. Nope. But sometimes you'll see little loot boxes. And trust me, there's like a million people that are hiding in the shadows all over the place all the time. So they're like, they know when these things spawn and they come get them. Now, I don't know how much Skypoint changes every month because, the world should die at the end of the month. But I think as far as Skypoint goes, the layout stays the same. But I'm not sure if the keeps and the castles and things. Well, I don't know if there's any castles, but the keeps and the forts and the other stuff get moved around or not. It may just stay the same, but they may just wipe it. Oh, there's an Urgu camp. So you can go here. That's definitely weapons. And then we're coming around here. We should be getting close. If you look on the map, you see how close we are. We need to go a little bit north and a little bit east. So we just kind of go this way. And then we'll see if there's any trees or anything to help us. And pray that I can take these guys. Oh, okay, so it's just 2 people. So what you can do is you get off your horse. And I can't hide or nothing, but I can get one of these guys there. See, like that guy? Okay, the one found me first. Now, if I can get him to run up here, that'd be amazing. Okay, he's not going to run up here, so let's get his buddy. Oh, he did. He decided to run up here. Okay, so we're going to have to do the best we can to take these guys out, right? Oh, I want that on. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I know it helps a little bit if you move around. Like I said, I don't play this character. I don't know if that did anything, but I got a yank on him. The one guy should die fairly easily. And like I said, I don't know how to play this character, so don't be mad at me. I'm just I'm just showing off stuff here. I don't know what's going on. All right. I wouldn't say I know how to play really any character. Let's see. We'll just hit him with some other stuff. Oh, what's that do? Oh, you knocked me down. We're going to hurt this guy. And you see we got a little bit beat up, but not too bad. We'll take the two things. And then here's how you do it. You run over here. You got to get in this circle. All right? And then hope like hell. A lot of times what you might want to do is heal up just in case anybody was going to come kill you. And then what'll happen is, hopefully, hasn't started yet. Come on, give me, okay, here we go. So now, right now, I just alerted everybody in the zone that a moon is trying to capture this place. Typically, I don't think anybody cares, but they might, so we'll see. You basically have to stand here at least until you get this thing halfway back up before you actually get to claim it. And I don't really want to keep it, so I'm just going to claim it and go. But and if they want to take it back, they can take it back. I don't know if it gives you points for taking the same outpost multiple times. Maybe it does. But in Shadow, points are kind of a big deal where you get points for capturing things, and you get like 2 points every outpost you take. I don't know that does anything here, but like I said, this is not really home. This is just like training. Now you could get this buff. Now there's a buff here. You could take that buff. You could wait for it to go all the way up. I haven't seen anybody come get me yet, but that don't mean they won't. But when you're done, like see it stopped because I moved off. You got to be like on a certain spot sometimes. It won't keep counting. All right, we'll go ahead and let her go all the way up, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay, now we're out of here. Okay, so now we're gonna run away because we don't want to deal with these guys. They're crazy. And then, if you wanted to hold it, you could stand there and wait until your guards come. But as you can see, the guards aren't really all that tough, so it's like who cares, right? So you just move on. Then you would find something else, like if you found another outpost. So I should have that one. If I had that one for capturing outposts, then it's done. Yeah. So I can return to Hubold. So I believe our thingy's over there. So if I can make it back without getting killed, we'll see. Then I'll turn it in. And that's one of the questions. See, that's how that's just, you do little things. I don't know too many people that not in my sphere, but there may be people that can just come in, do the game, get their level character to 30, and then be like the best PvPer on the planet. But I'm seriously doubtful of this. I've not seen it, so yeah, because it's like I said, they basically replace leveling with acquiring disciplines, and disciplines can be a challenge. I can actually talk about that a little bit, maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how. I'm not planning on doing like, a super duper long video tonight, but I did really want to talk about some of the things I do like about the new system, and I do like this Skypoint better than what they had previously. And mostly it's because of that crossroads right in the middle. That's a great place for people to go learn their skills and their spells and all that sort of thing. Now at night, oh yeah, so yeah, see how there's a marker to go to Hubold? That's what I want you to be able to do on the map, is just right click on a spot, and then you could say, hey Hubold, what's up, man? Or where's that zone? Oh yeah. Because if you try to look at the zones on the map, it's like super not intuitive. Okay, so we're in a safe zone now. And we're in the right safe zone because we're not dying. But I'll show you what. See, if you look on this map, see there's numbers and letters. The letters are crossed up. So sometimes you're like, oh, it's in T12. And then you got, okay, so I can see T. If I zoom way out, okay, 12 is way down here. So it's around here, and then you can go over the top of it. And you can find it, But the part I wanted to do is after you find T12, there's T12. Once I find T12, I just want to be able to go right click and go ding, and then just have it have a little marker. That's all I want. I don't know. I can't imagine that's going to be hard. I mean, they do it with Hubald. You got to be able to do it with other things. They even do it when you're grouped and all that. You can see where your buddies are. I just want to know where I'm going, man, you know? Sometimes I just feel like I need to know where I'm going in life. Oh. Gotta go this way. This Hubald's up on this platform. And when you're in your safe zones, you don't have to worry about other people coming and killing you. They won't find you here. So, yeah. So I'll get something for this. Step it up a notch. Outposts are great. Now, see, now they want me to go capture a fort. Now, forts are a little different. You have to wait till they're available. You can capture outposts all you want, but forts are a little different deal. So they're trying to show me on here what's going on. So you see the event schedule. This is the event schedule for Skypoint, God's Reach, basically. And it'll tell you when everything is going to happen in this zone. So you can kind of go through this and decide what you want to do. Now, I think this is just a picture. I don't think this is the actual one. We'll show you the actual one. But it basically shows you when the keeps are going to be under siege, when the hot zones are going to be active. There's different hot zones for different things. The only ones I really know about are Deadman Mire and Tainted Hills is where a lot of people like to go for collecting thralls, which is how you get your disciplines, your major and minor disciplines that you need to get to make your character better. Beyond leveling, that's the hard part. So, and then all that kind of thing. So basically, we'll see what happens, and it's just basically telling you, you know, you can look at the event schedule and kind of figure out what's going on. And I don't know if we actually got anything for that last deal. We're not getting any experience because we're too high for that. We've already gone through all that. So that's basically, you know, Skypoint in a nutshell. It's a cool place, but it's a much cooler place than it was. When I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. But then I didn't realize, you know, it wasn't until I actually got here that I realized this is a crossroads. And that's when I was like, okay, this place is okay. You can train here. And you can train here for as long as you want. I mean, you don't have to. If you really want to build your character up past 30, though, you can still do it here, but you ain't going to like it. You know what I'm saying? You're just not going to like it. So you might have to move on to another place, which we can talk about here in a minute. Now, we're still talking about solo and small groups. Okay, so like I said, this is not big guilds. Don't even care about any of this stuff this stuff I'm telling you, it's top secret just for you guys. Okay, and me, because I have to do the same thing. Matter of fact, I think the only one of my guys that's on is King or North. Let me check something. All right, nobody that will talk to me about Crowfall's in chat right now, so we'll just wait and see what happens. All right, so let's move on. And don't forget, guys, I'm not doing drops here, so if you're looking for drops, you might want to check out another Crowfaller. All right? If you already know about newbie stuff, then go ahead and move on. But there's not a lot of people talking about newbie stuff, and I see it from a kind of a different perspective because I've always been, even when I ran guilds and stuff like that, I usually run like the trainer guilds for a larger guild. So like I would be friends with whoever, Marquee Dragons Guild or whoever, and I would get them all ready to go, and then I would send them on to the big boy guilds, you know. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'm always that guy. I'm always looking at new player experiences and stuff like that. So let's take a look now. We're going to take a look at the next place you're going to want to go after Skypoint, right? And I want to talk about some of the changes there as well. So I happen to be in Moon, so this is a good time to talk about this. Once you get done in God's Reach, at some point you're going to want to bring your character. We're not going to take that same character. We're going to take a different one. That's already in there. I'm not going to show all the details of it, but basically when you take a new... Well, okay, let's do that. We can just talk briefly about it because it's kind of a weird thing that they do. And my kitty cat's here now to interrupt me, which is what she does. But let's just say, for example, if I wanted to take somebody, I don't really want to take anybody up there. But let's just say for this one, for example, and then you do your world select, and let's say we want to go to, it's called faction versus faction, but it's also known as the shadow. Okay. There's also, this is where you don't want to go. We're not going to talk about that one. You don't want to go in there. You're not ready for that yet. So you want to go to the shadow. When you go to the shadow, before I go in, it'll ask me some questions. Okay. First of all, I'll tell you what the rules are. So you got to you got to be a level 25. You got to know that PvP is enabled. You got to know that only items that you can equip on your character you can take with you. So if it's in your pack, you ain't going to be able to take it with you. You need to have everything on your character that you want to take. Right now, with this character, if you're ready to go now, you don't have anything, so don't worry about it. But you're going to want to do things in Skypoint before you ever get here. You're going to want to at least learn how to chop down trees. You're going to want to know how to break up rocks, break up mining, quarrying, all these different skills you might want to do. But don't get in there thinking you're just going to be like a master crafter on day one and you're going to craft yourself a whole new set of armor. Don't even bother. It's not going to happen. You'll hate your life. If you're just ready to go, you're ready to go. Kitty, you're seriously sitting on the keyboard. No, you're literally, your butt is on the keyboard. I ain't lying. This is not a good spot for you. No. Okay, hold on. We have to adjust. Kitty cat has taken over the desk. Sorry. Shit happens. All right, let's put this up here. We have to just make some adjustments is all. No biggie. Kitty cat thinks that the computer tray needs to be her bed. And who am I to argue? I'm just the feeder, right? I'm just the feeder guy. All right, we'll just do it up here like this. Okay. Now, what else were we at? Embargo. So the embargo is the tricky part. Default import tokens, 85. So you start with 85 tokens. There's a lot of tokens. So when you get built up a little bit, you can take more stuff with you. You also have your conquest victory. If your faction wins the conquest, the entire time that the world is available, then you will get some victory stuff. There's also victory cards. I don't have a clue what those do. That's if you do the objectives in the game. I don't know if anybody even does that. Maybe some people do. Group size, the maximum you can have is 6. You don't care. You're solo anyway. Gold drop. When you're defeated, you lose 50% of your gold, and you lose 50% of your items. That's not terrible. Okay, that's not terrible. You also can't get the best of the best stuff easily in here, but that doesn't matter. You're here to, learn your way around, and then maybe later on, maybe you join a guild, maybe you just play in the shadows and you just deal with what you're dealt. That's up to you. I mean, it's really up to you. You can play any way you want. Now, if you're looking to fight all the time, you can certainly go to the dregs because you'll get some fights, but you'll also get a lot of fights over in. You get more fights, I think, if you're over in Skypoint because there's people that are going to those crossroads looking for fights, and they'll go to any hot zone and they'll try to pick up fights, and they'll walk in there with nothing on or whatever and just try to get you to fight them. So anyway, once you decide you want to do that, then you enter the campaign, which we're not going to do. So, okay, back. But we're going to go in with a different character. So we'll go in with a character that's already there so I can just kind of show you what's out there. Enter campaign. And they've changed a lot of this. So it's actually better and worse. No, it's actually better, but you got to look a little bit more for what you're looking for. The main things you want to look for, besides defeating all the other bad guys, is you want to... Oh, shit, I can't believe I'm way out here. Yeah, I'm in a completely different zone. I forgot I logged out here. Anyway, so for example, if we look at the world of the shadow, you'll notice it's much bigger, right? So not only do you have those same kind of places like Skypoint, you got a whole bunch of them. And it's also, it's globally based. So like there's stuff here for Australia and North America, Europe. We don't see any Asian here, and that's a lot of it has to do with the ping times. And I know that I've heard some complaining about the world deal where it's like, where Australia's kind of screwed because they have crappy internet. But the one thing I did notice, and I'm not so sure that this has been changed exactly, but I did notice this time around, you've got wildlands, you've got adventure, and you've got siege zones. So those are kind of important, and you're not going to probably care about all those right away. The ones you're going to be interested in, there's two different things you're going to be interested in. One is you're going to be interested in ones with an event active, which is usually a hot zone. So you might want to go to the hot zone, but you might not. You might not want to go to the hot zone. You might want to go somewhere else. You might want to do something else. The biggest thing you're going to want to look for, though, is you're going to need lots of gold, and you're going to need lots of discs. So first, right off the bat, if I was going to tell you, okay, here's some basic tips, is what I would do is when I get there, I would go to a zone, go to one of the zones. Wildlands is probably okay. Go to the wildlands, find something like this. There's an Mbari camp here, an Mbari camp here. There's other camps. There's camps all over. So there's an Arakaroi camp. So these guys, so one of these, and then there's also other kind of camps. And you can also find this stuff in adventure as well. Oh, here's an Urguru camp. Yeah, so you would want to visit these different camps and try to pick yourself up some weapons. Now, if you're a duelist, Ganeshan, or if you're an assassin, you can do a lot of this invisibly, so you don't have to be seen. But especially right now, since I'm in Moon, and Moon is pretty much, I don't know if you noticed that on the map, but if you notice on the map, Moon is kind of a big deal right now. All these are gray, except for this one. So Moon's kind of got this time, and that's fine. Even if everybody takes all the same side, if you decide you want to switch to whichever side's got all the areas, that's fine. But it's also, if you are in Sun or Earth, there's not that many Moon doing this. There's only a handful of Moon that are taking all these things, right? So it's not like there's 50,000 Moon here and 50,000 Moon there. There's like 5 dudes, and they just want the points, so they're just going to get the points. I don't know that there's even any battles over forts or anything really, per se. But if the other groups can't pull enough people together to come and assault them, or they just don't care, a lot of times, the other groups will just rage quick because they're like, oh, you Moon, you Moon. And it's like 3 Moon guys that are just happen to be really good at Shadow. It's kind of silly, but whatever. But I just happen to be Moon, so for me right now, things are pretty easy peasy. But the hard part right now is that the only place, and we don't even assault, this is the only thing I think that Earth owns. And we don't even assault that. So it's like I said, because there's only like 5 of us running the whole thing. So we don't care. They got it. Let them have it. We don't care. We got all the rest of the points. Oh, they got 2 things. Sorry. Earth's got 2 things here. And they haven't even Moon doesn't even bother to take this over. So it's not like they're heartless. They don't. But I just don't think anybody can be bothered to put a group together to even go take it. Which is fine, because that makes Shadow more a place for you to learn, right? So you can learn here from that. You can learn from having the whole place, available to you without a lot of resistance. But it's not a ton of guys doing it. Okay, it's not. It looks like, there must be 1,000 moon on. No, just like 5 of them. If we go to town right now, there'll probably be like none in there. Maybe 1 or 2. But all they do is they come to the map and you look around and you decide. So you want to see what's this hot zone on here? So there's this hot zone over here. What is it? Lookout Gorge. I don't even know what's there. Oh, it's a skinner. It's a skinner one. So if you wanted to get into skinning, this is a good hot. Actually, these hot zones are great. If you like to kill animals and you want to skin them, you get a lot of points for that. You get a lot of points, and you can get on. They even have a leaderboard. I'm on it somewhere, but not super high. But if you can look at the leaderboard under Conquest, it kind of tells you. See, look, here's what I can tell you. There's one guy doing most of the work. Okay. 1896. This Mire. That's who's doing all the work. Okay. Everybody else score from 1896 to 296. Come on. That's what I'm saying. There's nobody. It's no big deal. If you wanted to get a lot of points right now, all you'd have to do is log in. You could probably take a shit ton of outposts before they even came out after you. And they would only just take it back later. They wouldn't even bother because it's just more points for us later if we have to go get them again. So wait a minute, who is that? Okay, just making sure I'm not getting visited. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So you want to go, but you could go to that place, and as a moon, especially as a moon, you probably won't even get bothered. Another thing you want to look for out here, all these little outposts, see, all of them are moon right now, so I can't really show you how to capture one out here. It's the same thing as what we did in Skypoint. But you can basically come out here and capture all these little outposts. And you get 2 points per outpost, plus you get whatever gold they have on them, and stuff like that. Now, I think these guys might be a little bit tougher, but that's why you want to try to kite them if you can. Just try to... Yeah, I don't mind once you're pretty confident about taking a solo boss on, it's no big deal because that pretty much everybody else after that is garbage. But I would definitely come out, try to visit some of these camps, the Satyr camps or the Urguru camps and the Guinea camps, and then just get your weapons and armor. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy over the War Tribe armor, but I think that you need to have that otherwise, unless they're going to put in some sort of an auction system, which they don't want to do, because otherwise we're just not going to, the solo players or the smaller guilds, we're never going to be able to get armed. The thing with the gear, the War Tribe gear, is that the durability is terrible. It's only like 500. If you get a crafted piece of gear, you might get 2,000, 4,000, whatever it is, some ridiculous amount of durability. You see the durability there? I'm like at 89 of 500. This gear falls off pretty quickly. I think I'm on my 3rd set of gear since I've been out here. So, and I've been fighting mostly mobs and stuff. So, yeah, but War Tribe gear for a solo player is kind of the lifeblood, and especially for smaller guilds. But there's a lot of people that like to play solo. I know nobody likes to recognize us. We don't exist because we're not big enough. But you know what? We're here, and we like to play too. So let's play the damn game. A couple things you can't do. There's something I had written down here. Let me see. So like right now, especially if you're a crafter right now, this is a great time to be a crafter in the shadow because you're basically not going to get assaulted by sun and earth. Now they do come around. There's about as many of them as there is of us. I think like earth has 3 guys and sun maybe has 2 guys, something like that. It's something really small because you don't see big groups out here. You just see, onesies, twosies, threesies sometimes. So at least for this round, now that may change, as more people come in. And if you look at, below the video window on my Twitch page, there's a link to a thing. You can actually get this game right now for like $11.74 US. if you use my code, and it's on sale too. So you can actually get it really cheap. And you could, but you can also do a 10-day free trial. And if you like it, come on in, you know. But like I said, you're probably going to end up spending your 10 days. You'll probably be in Skypoint for those times, because you're just, unless you're like super really good at all PvP based games, this game's a lot different because the leveling isn't as important as those disciplines are, and eventually your armor becomes more important, but not when you're learning. So right now I'm still considering myself a learner, because I'm not, you know, but I'm also a solo player. I have a small guild, but I mostly solo play, and once in a while my guys come in and we'll go do some of the crafting stuff that you can only do with people. And the other thing you have to do in this game, they also replaced it with a thing called vessels. So every character has a I can't remember how you see the vessel. How do you see the vessel? Anyway, she's wearing a vessel. She's actually got a what's that called? She's level 31 right now. I'm not sure why it's not. Oh, that's why. I was going to say, why is it not showing me that? So, see, she's a level 1, but I need the uncommon vessel to get to level 32. Well, as a solo player, that is a really, really hard thing to do. Okay? I mean, crafters can fuss and moan about weapons and armor all they want, but the thing that we really want as fighters is obviously all fighters want to max out the character. I'm sure crafters do too, but for fighters, that's like a super high priority usually. So we need to get our vessels, and to get those vessels is not easy unless you're in a guild or you know a guild, which I do and I don't. But the other problem is with vessels especially is they require this ingredient called ambrosia, and you can only get that from doing mother loads, okay, which is like a big set of rocks that you have to have at least 2 or 3 people to break them up and get the stuff from them. And you have to have a certain amount of discipline on your character. So like right now, I don't have any exploration disciplines, but you need a certain amount of foreman. There's a foreman discipline, and then like a miner or a quarry discipline that you can usually wear. And usually the foreman has to have a certain level of foreman to have better luck. And then there's other disciplines you can get that help too. There's connoisseur, there's Villain, there's some other ones. I don't know them all. I just have seen some of them. But you have to work on that too. That's what you get hung up on. It's not your leveling. It's your getting these things and getting the right ones and figuring out how to get the right ones. You know, there's not a lot of good how-to guides. A lot of the how-to guides for this game were made back before it was even, while it was still in alpha or early beta. There's not a lot of brand new information out there. So hopefully what I'm telling you now can at least kind of point you in the right direction. But there's a lot of people that do streams for Crowfall that are PvP centric guys. So if you're looking for the best builds and how to do this and that and how to kill people, they do that. I do new people. I care about the newbies. I want to help them. I want to help ease their frustration, because I'll tell you what, Crowfall is a ridiculously punishing game. I always love it when I hear, if people would make a game that all the PvP players would come out of the world. A lot of them can't even handle. They can't even handle this game because it's hard as hell and it punishes the holy bejesus out of you. I don't know why they punish us so hard. I'm a nice guy, I don't know why I got to get punished as hard as I do on this. And that's probably why it's taken me like 6 months to even get to this point where you see I'm still wearing my majors. Now I've got my minors upgraded, but my majors, you know how hard it is to find those two, the Banshee and the Grim Reaper. I have not been able to find those damn major. So you don't find the major. You find the knowledge of the major, and then you have to go jump through 75 hoops to make it into an actual thing. So That's where it gets a little tricky. And like I said, you can't get ambrosia. There's some other stuff you can't get too, but the ambrosia is the worst one in my opinion. I think there should be other ways to get that besides needing to be in a large guild, because you're basically, or, okay, there's an or here. Either give the solo players a way to get it, even if it's ridiculously hard, or you need to give us a better way to be able to find out who's selling that shit. Besides an external website. I know everybody, there's a website you can go to. I know, we don't want to go to the website. We just want, it should be in the game. I like holding them accountable. They should have that in here. That should have already been in here. And I know they think that, I know Ace, the people that wrote the game, they think that a warehouse or a auction house is a race to the bottom, but they can basically race to the bottom on the Eternal Kingdoms too. So like right now, say you wanted to go buy something, you could go, okay, this is what you get right now. Okay. I'll just show you. This is how hard it is. Like I've been looking for a vessel for her because I need to get to level 32. So I've been looking to buy one because obviously I'm never going to be able to make one because I can't get ambrosia, right? So you go out. Sorry, it takes 20 seconds to log out in a danger zone. So, or almost in any zone except for God's reach. So let's just say, for example, we wanted to go shopping, right? So we grab a character. I don't have any money on this character, so we probably won't actually go. But we could go, okay, so we want a world select. And what you do, you can go to these EKs, right? Now, this is my personal one, my personal EK, right? You click on all, and you come up here and you can type the word trade. Now, you can find all these stores, right? Well, they may or may not be open. I can't really tell from here if they're open or not. Some of them seem to be open all the time, and I don't know how they do that exactly, because basically an EK only stays open for about 3 hours, and then you have to open it again. So I don't know how they're doing that. Maybe that's I don't know. I've not seen a switch to turn that on or off. Or I know they don't want all the worlds loaded all the time, because that takes up a lot of memory on the server or whatever. And that's understandable. But there's some factions that just seem to, or some guilds that seem to be able to keep theirs open all the time. I've never had them not let me in. So like, for example, this one says it's body parts for necros, right? Well, we don't need body parts, but we want vessels. See, here's one. Patron's vessels, right? Let's just go there. Wait, if I find one in there, I'll be excited. Now let's see. So this one's open, so because you can go Inner Kingdom. So we can go in there, and I'll show you how to find this stuff. But it still ain't easy, even after you go through all that. Now, then, okay, so we're here. We're at her place. Now her vendors are over here, so we need to travel the way we're facing, right? So we get on our little horsey, and we go bebopping over here. And you can use that bank too. So like if I wanted to, I think you can use this bank too. So maybe, yeah. Okay, cool. So I could actually, if I wanted to, I could grab my money. Okay, I only have 23,000, so I may not be able to afford a vessel, but even if I find one. But this says her vessels. She's got vessels, so let's go see what she's got. Now what I need is an assassin vessel. So I need Dex and I don't know. I think Constitution maybe. So, oh, good. We got vessels right here. Let's see. What do we got? All right, we got vessels. All right. So here's a level 31 Fey vessel. Now, see, that's messed up because that's exactly. I think this is exactly what I'm looking for. That's very rare. I think this is the one I'm looking for. Hold on. Let me look. I got to see what it says. It's dexterity and intellect, though. But, I don't really care. It's only a green vessel. It's only 20K. Damn. Well, there's a Fey vessel right there. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. But you may not be playing a Fey. You may be playing something else. So you may be playing a half-elf. Right? This is Fey, right? I'm just, like, triple checking. That's the right one. This one's Elkin. Stoneborn, Nathari. Ganesian. Now I'm going to need one of those eventually too, but god dang, she's got a green one right there. I don't know about this intellect, so I don't know. Dexterity and intellect cap. I don't know if intellect's important for an assassin, but I do need one. All right, let's just okay. Since I was completely, thank you, ma'am, whoever runs this thing for. Now this one I can actually wear. This is a $14,000 vessel, but I don't want one for this character. See, it's only showing. I'm not on the character that I'm buying the vessel for. So I'm mostly looking for a green one. Now they may not have, I don't know if they have any more vendors. It looks like that's just it. Well, screw that. I'll get that vessel. So, okay, that is like the first time I've ever just found what I was looking for right out of the chute like that. And I'm not even 100% sure this is even what I want. But you know what? For that amount of money, I'll take it. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go... escape. I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go give this to my Fae. So, but basically, you don't know what's on there till you go walk over there and find out. And sometimes there's only a couple of vendors. There might be, sometimes there's a lot of closed vendors, stuff like that. So it's really hard to, find stuff. I just got, that was like the most luckiest roll I ever got in my life. Okay, so it's on tape, guys. So you saw it. I just found a vessel. Now I don't have to keep bothering poor Dino. I've been riding his butt. Oh, wait, I got to go in with her. She's got to go to World Select. I need to send her. Let's just send her to God's Reach. Because I can log out faster here. I don't know if I can put on a vessel where I'm at. I might have to go all the way back home, which is fine because I don't really need to be out there anyway. And then I'm going to give this vessel to the other Fae, which is great because then I can start leveling again. Yay! And we'll see what happens when the next shadow opens. I hope they keep the shadow. I love the shadow. I think it's awesome. Like I said, it's a little bit one-sided right now, but I mean, if you're a solo player, you can change guilds fairly easily. So if you wanted to just join the winning side just so you could go and level your character, I don't see a problem with that. I don't have one problem with that. I don't even, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the shadow is not where a lot of guilds are trying to keep their strongholds. Where it makes more sense is in the dregs, but that's because that is guild versus guild. That's not, faction versus faction can get a little tricky. And now they can do other things. They can do other incentives to get us to go over there and do that. But right now, the incentives aren't good enough, apparently, because nobody's doing it. So we got to... they have to work that out. But I do love the faction versus faction. I've also heard rumors about they might have one that's God versus God, which is also cool. I like that. But that's a lot of gods. I mean, there's a lot of gods. And we only support Malachi and Kronos here. So, well, actually, I support any moon guild. I'm down. Now, here's another little weird thing. And you'll notice this too, is every time you switch worlds, if you switch from the Shadow to the God's Reach, or you switch from an EK to God's Reach or whatever, you get, I don't know why, but I'm already wearing, as you can see, I'm already wearing weapons, but I get new weapons. And every time I throw them out, when I log out of the game later, I'll get an error after I log out. And I've sent in error reports about it, but they haven't figured out what it is yet. But I know what it is. It's because they keep giving you those things they're not supposed to be giving you. And then when you throw them out, for some reason that irks the game. So the game gets a little irked. So, okay, hold on. Kitty's gone, so I can move my keyboard back down. Having a kitty is a little bit challenging for the whole streaming thing. I got to admit. Okay, so I got rid of that. So now I can just go ahead and switch over. That's why I wanted to come to God's Reach, because 1 second logout. I love my EK, but I hate that logout time. And they haven't fixed that yet. They said they were going to work on that. Just as long as you don't have to click on it They did fix another thing on the EK that I really like. They fixed. You used to not be able to switch out your disciplines when you were on the EK. You had to be in like the temple, the main temple. And that's great and all, but they made it on a statue, so you have to remember to visit the statue and click it before you can. So it's kind of a band-aid in my opinion, but it should just let you change the damn thing there. All right, so we're going to go back over to my other Fae. We might just take that Fae home. So we could, home in the shadow. So we can do that. And if you guys have any questions, you want me to clarify anything, please feel free to leave a message below the video, or if you're in the chat now, please feel free to ask any questions. If I know the answer, I'll tell you. I don't claim to know every single thing. Oh shit! All right, nope, gotta do something else. Let's go ahead and take this chick home, so I can log out faster. I have to transfer it to the shadow. Sorry. But rather than mess around, let's just take this little girl home, get her a new vessel on. Now the vessel may not be there's 3 more vessels after this, so I'm not totally against having. If intellect's not good for her, I don't care. Okay, just don't get too hung up on the stats when you're at level 31. Okay, that's all I'm saying. When you get to 32 through 35, you might start thinking about it, because that's going to cost you a boatload of money or a boatload of crafting. So be prepared. I'm just going to run over here real quick because I got to go to the bank anyway. I mean, I will have to go to the bank when I get back. This mount has said it was going to break like 10 years ago. It's still hanging in there. Okay, so we need to go back to the lobby. Then we need to open our banks. This is another thing I can show you while we're here. When you go into those external campaigns outside of God's Reach, Skypoint, if you go to the Shadow or to Dreg's other campaigns, if they ever open up more rings or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They may do that at some point. You get this thing called a vault. So your stuff, this is all the stuff I have in God's Reach on the left. And then on the right, we have available banks. So you can actually join a character into multiple campaigns. That's why I said there may be more rings in the future, or they may just have different variations of guild versus guild or faction versus faction. But right now, they only have one of each. So here's that bank, and here's this bank. So this was one of the things I was telling you. You only take stuff that you can wear, right, into the shadow. But later, you can, I think this will count. I think I can actually take this over there. If I can't, I'll just have to wait, because I'm not going to release myself from the shadow until the end. All right. I'm looking for that vessel, basically. I don't remember what it looks like. So we're going to find the vessel, then we'll move it over. And you get a certain amount of points. So if you're going to move a lot of characters, the points become more critical, I should say. But, wait, where the hell is it? What was it called? Fae? Maybe it's F. Ooh, look. I forgot about that. The Fae? Is it under F? No, where the hell is it? Son of a... Oh, I'll find that vessel. I did put it in the bank. I remember. You know, I get confused a lot. I forget what I was doing, you know, especially when I'm yip-yapping while I'm doing it. So sometimes when I'm playing, I'm just super quiet and people are like, "Are you there?" "Yeah, I'm here." Got to concentrate, man. I got squirrel. Hold on. If you guys see it, let me know. What is all this crap in here? Okay. I just cleaned this bank out. Every time I clean this bank out, I just throw more crap in there. I cannot find this stupid vessel. Where is it? Or maybe it's not even coming up on the list because I can't transfer it. Hold on a minute. Oh, where the hell is it? Maybe I can't transfer that. No, because you shouldn't be able to transfer those either. All right, where the hell's my vessel? Vessel. I've probably passed it 4 times now. Oh, there it is. There it is. Got it. It says I can import it. Now you see it costs 1 point. And right now I'm down from 87 or whatever they gave me to 29. So if you want to bring over a lot of characters, you can, and you can bring them. You can bring them either clothed or unclothed or whatever. But if you bring them unclothed, if you don't bring any tools or nothing, man, it's like you're starting over, right? So you have to build your first tools, and then you have to go out and you have to do all the stuff, and then you have to build up your tools, and then you have to get your different discs to build everything, and it's a complete pain in the patootie. So it's, in my opinion, it's better just to take less characters over. You know, if you're going to take some characters, like the first couple times I took one, and like this time, or no, first couple times I took one, then I took three, and then this time I only brought two because I didn't really need three. I only needed two. I just wanted one for going out and fighting and being stealth, and then I've got, you know, when I wanted to go get armor and weapons, and then I've got my Ganesian out there to help him get better. So anyway, so you import the thingy, and now it's imported. Okay, so now that Fey vessel is over here in the shadow. So now I can enter the campaign, and when I look at that bank, that'll be the shadow bank, and I should be able to find the vessel, and I should be able to put it on. That's the plan. That's the plan. We're going to see if this plan works. Okay. All right. So we're going to go with a Fey vessel somewhere in here. Fey vessel. See all this stuff? This is all stuff I picked up while I'm out here. And I always hold on to like all the blue stuff. And then if I don't need it later, or I don't have enough room for it in my banks, then I throw it out. That's another thing that gets to be a problem. I don't know how long a bank lasts after a campaign. So I don't know how long you can keep other banks with stuff in them. But I haven't seen an expiration date on them. That's all I'll say. I can say for a fact that I have not seen an expiration date. All right, I passed this thing up again, didn't I? Nope, there it is. Vessel. Boom. Let's see if I can put that sucker on now. Yeah, I want that. Boom. Oh, yeah. Sweet. All right, we got a 31 vessel, man. Now we can go to 32. Woo, woo. Let's do some dancing, baby. Oh. Why is it doing that? Oh, staying. All right. Dance. There she goes. Oh, she does that same dance. I think I have the other dances too. I just can't remember what they're called. I thought I was Staying Alive. Staying Alive. Okay, let's try this. List. Oops. List. List. I thought I had that one. Celebrate. No, you didn't. Staying Alive. Oh, it's all one word. That's why I'm having trouble. Okay. There we go. Now she'll do that one. Now she'll do the John Travolta. Hell yeah. Look at her go. You go, girl. Oh, yeah. You tell him. Oh, wow. Okay. That looks dangerous. She could hurt you with that. All right. So we got a new vessel. Man, I can't believe that. I was going to show how you can't do that, and then I did it. But, so thank you to that person. I can't remember her name now, but she knows her name. Thank you for putting a Fey vessel. I need 2 more of those, by the way. So, actually, I need the white one too, but she's got one that's 14K. I just don't have 14K now. I just spent 20 on the one for this character. So we'll go out. I'll go out later, probably tomorrow or whatever. Tomorrow morning. I usually go out in the morning and that's when I do my looking around for things. So, so let's go ahead and go back to looking at my Faye here. We'll let her do some dancing whilst we're talking. So what we got going on here is you want to get your majors and minors built up. Now you have to kill thralls. Now thralls are these ghostly types. If you follow the newbie quests, you will learn what thralls are. Okay, but thralls basically drop a couple things, and I don't have any available to me, but they do drop these miners, and they drop the knowledge of these majors. Now the knowledge of the majors, you have to build them into the actual majors. So, and that's not a. It takes a couple. You can do it while you're in town, but it takes a couple of different tables to do it on. And then you also have to have a lot of different stuff. So that's at a point where you're gonna want to go out and do some logging and some. I think in one area you need to find silver, you need to find wood, and you need to have stone, and you also need the other thingies that thralls drop, which I can't remember the name of right now. I think I turned them all into the other. No, right here, soul essence. You need those. Actually, the major knowledge looks a lot like soul essence. So you got to have that. You got to build stuff. You need parchment paper, and oh my God, the list just goes on and on. It's like one of those things, like you go to build one, you have to go to the bank like 15 times to get all the stuff, and then some of it you may not even have enough materials. So you either have to go farm the materials or just run over. Like a lot of times what I'll do is, because I have a decent amount of gold, is if I need the ore, because I don't go mining very often. Hello, Color Shadow. Is I come over to this miner dude and I buy the little packs of 20 off of him real quick, because you need like 36 times 3 in this one. I never have enough ore because I don't go mining very much, so I just come buy it from him. You can buy the wood too. There's a wood guy around here somewhere. There's a Skinner guy. I don't mess with leather armor that much. There's just no reason. There's a logger guy, so you can get wood. You can get everything here if you need it. If you've got the money. If you don't got the money, don't do it. But yeah, you can only buy like the common, thingies here. But what you can do is, if you're trying to figure out which of these you want to build, you can come over to these guys and see which ones are available for you, and then you can go, oh yeah. But once you get the first wind and all that, or the pound of flesh, and you can smash a bunch of it, and you need soul essence for that. So you're going to need a lot of thralls. So thralls are in two. They're all over the place. Like I said, anytime you go near an outpost or a fort, there's usually 1 to 4, and usually there might be a solo boss, which will give you something good, or you find an actual thrall called a master of something, and then you just kill that thrall and you get that. You get an item in that. He's usually like, he might not be so specific. He might say he's a master of nature, so he'll give you something to do with nature, but it's not necessarily. And they drop randomly, so it's like it could literally take you the rest of your life to get your majors. And again, now if there was a good way for us to look through the EKs and there was a guy that's selling majors, I would go buy them from him. But I'm not even going to try it. Now vessels, we got lucky, but on a major, no, you ain't going to find it, not easily. And I'll tell you what, as much as I like to explore, I do not like to go through 27 eternal kingdoms at 20-second logouts apiece, to go and try and find stuff. It's not convenient. I want to see in this game, I want to see a lot more hell yeahs and a lot less hell no's. That's what I want to see, because I think the game is great and there's a lot of great things about it. The combat seems to be pretty good. I mean, I'm not a combat guy per se, but from what I can tell, most people seem to enjoy it. There's not a lot of, I don't hear a lot of, I mean, obviously when PvPers lose, they cry a lot, but that's not the guys I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guys that are actually decent at it. They seem to think that it's okay. Now, I defer to them for that because that's their world. But when it comes to getting new people in, that's me. They don't care about any of that. They're just like, they just prefer we got rid of the sky zone and no shadow and just have dregs. Well, then there'll only be 5 people playing the game, and they don't get that. They think that for some reason, if you do that, there's going to be this huge influx of people just coming out of nowhere to complete. That's not true. Now, it would be nice for those types if it's easier for them to figure out where to go. Now, that is an important thing. Like, if you don't know to go to the dregs, you might be bored out of your skull, right? So, and the word dregs, it doesn't even sound like a place you want to go, right? What the hell's a dreg? It just sounds like, it sounds terrible. I'm going to go to the dregs. So that sounds terrible. It's not even scary. It's just, it sounds like a junkyard, you know? So, anyway, I'd like to see a lot more hell yeahs and a lot less hell no's in this game. And, yeah, it's one of the things I'd like to see. The large battle stuff, you know, I mean, we've talked about, I've been gaming a long time. Like I said, I played Ultima Online in 1998, 99, up to about 2004. You know, so I've often been a part in one way or another in large-scale battles, and they're great, but they don't happen every day. If you look at games like Elite Dangerous, or not Elite Dangerous, well, I guess you could call it Elite Dangerous kind of sort of, but Eve, which actually has consequences, Eve and stuff like that, those guys have these really enormous battles. I mean, literally worth thousands and thousands of real dollars in world, you know, but that doesn't happen every weekend, right? So, you know, cutting out the little guys to accommodate guys that aren't going to play that hardcore every single day of the week, it seems silly to me. So if you don't want to, you know, you can't make everybody get in a guild. That's just not fair. It's not cool. I'll never leave my guild. I don't want to disband it. So I'll always be kind of solo. I mean, if people want to join my guild, sure, you can join my guild. It's open. But, you know, we're not going to be going on big adventures together. We're just not. We're just not going to be doing that. So, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Like I said, your mileage may vary. I mean, if the large scale combat was so righteous and so cool, and you know, and you know what always happens too, especially in the larger scale, if somebody doesn't like it for any reason, like they'll just, everybody will stop playing it. They'll just stop doing it, and then, well, I don't like it because you can't do this or you can't do that, or this guy did this, or the other thing that happens is somebody figures out a way to circumvent the system, which I also think sucks. But you know, you got to give the game developers time to fix it. You know what I mean? Because they're not huge. They're not Amazon. And even Amazon has a huge amount of problems that they can't fix, you know, right away, if ever. So, I mean, really, it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. So, and I'm talking about New World, obviously, if you're into, you know, whatever. I don't care about New World. But New World has a lot of the same kind of aspects as Crowfall, with the exception that in New World, I don't think that I think people can take over zones and keep them indefinitely, which is like Eve Online, but I think it's worse in a way in an MMO. That's a ground-based, because I think it's just, you know, when you start taxing people and doing all this stuff, it just, that's just such a pain in the patootie, you know what I mean? But Crowfall does have the ability to tax and do all that stuff, but they're not doing any of it. So we're in a good time right now because we can build up all our stuff before they come in and make any changes like that. And then by the time they do, we're all set, right? We're all good to go. And for $11, I mean $12, you can play the game forever. There's no pay to win in this game. You know, you can decorate the holy bejesus out of your EK, but that's about it, you know. And I mean, I like doing that. I think that's fun. I think eventually they should let us fight each other on the EKs. That'd be fun too. But you can turn on PvP and you can do arenas and stuff like that. I have an arena. Just haven't used it yet, but I have one. And, you know, I don't know. It just seems like, you know, a lot of the resolutions I'm hearing on the interwebs, you know, I watch a lot of streams about Crowfall, and, you know, sometimes I hear resolutions like, well, you know, we need to take this away or get rid of that, and I don't agree with that. I think that's silly, because you're just gonna take away the player base. I mean, smaller players aren't, maybe they're not gonna buy as much stuff, but they may contribute. And you know, I contribute to other guilds that I'm not even a member of. I just give them things or If I see a player, I give them stuff. If they need something, if I have it, I give it to them. And a lot of guilds are like that. A lot of the older guys are like that. And I mean, I'm talking, the people that have been around at least since, UO, DAOC, Shadowbane, Eve, even Eve players are usually, the older ones. A lot of the new guys, they don't care. They're just saying, I'm the best. I'm the best PvPer. And we're like, yeah, okay, whatever. So it doesn't mean anything. Clout in an MMO is not like, it doesn't translate into real world anything. So just saying. So I don't really care about that. I don't care about that. Maybe you do. And if you do, that's good for you. Yeah. And that's basically the thing that I wanted to get into. There's also as far as guilds, or PvP in general. And if you guys don't know, Tyrant is one of the co-founders with Todd Coleman, and Tyrant used to be the vice president of Electronic Arts, and back in the day, Electronic Arts bought Origin Systems, which was the people that were making Ultima Online back in the time. Now, he was a VP, right? But he was always really honest. So when you see him on the live streams, which they haven't had in a while, and I understand, they're kind of busy, now, and the game's live now. It's not like before it was they were doing updates about their progress. I think now they should at least allow interviews and stuff. But most game companies, when they're not doing good, they keep their head down, because if they start going out and doing interviews and all these streams and stuff, people are going, why aren't you working on the game? So I understand why they don't do that, but I wouldn't mind talking to them a little bit. Even if it's, Tiggs or somebody, I wouldn't mind getting somebody on the horn just to chit chat about things, to clarify some things in my head that I don't understand, So, they may not be around as much right now, but at least we're getting updates as far as in the forums. Now, if you're not a big forum person, I can understand you don't know about that stuff. But, I'm always around, and if you have any questions, like I said, I'm a backer and I'm an affiliate. So I can get information that others may not be able to, and sometimes I can share it. And sometimes I'll share it anyway. I'm just kidding. Not really. But no, I mean, there's nothing weird going on right now. Everything's cool. They're not going free to play anytime soon. So if you were looking for that, give them your $12 and be done with it. It's not like you got to pay $100 or $200 for a package. You don't have to do any of that. You can pay the $12, play all you want. If you watch live streams on Crowfall, all the live streamers, except for me, are giving away drops. So they're giving away free stuff all the time in that game. So and they may not do that in January, but they're definitely doing it the rest of December. So if you want some free stuff, watch these guys, watch the Eurythions and the professor. I'm not sure about what his name. There's Freeze RP, and there's a bunch of them. Rufio obviously is he's a big PvPer. So if you want to learn all the best PvP tips and tricks, you want to talk to him. I can tell you some, though. I can tell you one thing. A lot of the big streamers, they're playing Vindicators, and the only reason they're doing that is because they're tough, and they can cut right through a lot of the mobs and the guards and even players. So if you're looking for one you want to start out with, personally, if it was me, I started out with an assassin because that way I could be invisible, and it's something to think about. Even though I don't go out and try to murder people as much, I can go and steal weapons and armor, and that's how I built my little arsenal. I was just going out and going to the different war tribe encampments and stealing stuff, and then if one of them spotted me, if it was a druid or a cleric or whatever, they spotted me, well, then I probably have to deal with that situation. But just try to keep yourself in a situation where, especially if you're in a place where there's housing, make sure you stay in the house. Don't go outside the house. I see that mistake. Sometimes people are like, let's go outside and run. No, don't go outside and run, because then 72 other ones will come and kill you too. So just stay in the house. It's nice and consolidated, because they can only line of sight see you. So you may not even be seen by other mobs in the vicinity. So yeah, I suggest at least having an assassin. Now there's some question as to some people like the half elf? I think it's a half elf assassin. And the Fae, I like the Fae because of the floating and the stuff. And as I demonstrated on the EK, you can float endlessly, and I hope they never fix that, because I like jumping off the top of my castles. And yeah, so that's it. Unless anybody's got some questions. Like I said, if you want to do some 1v1s sometime and everybody else is offline, you need somebody to open up an arena, I got one. And I'll open it up for you. We'll try it out. You know, like I said, may have to make some adjustments. A lot of the arenas are just like these huge, giant squares of land, and I wanted to make mine a little bit more, have a few obstacles you could hide behind or whatever. So, anyway, it's just a thought. But guys, as always, I appreciate you guys coming by. Please feel free to hit me up, either not here on Twitch. Hit me up on one of my YouTube channels. All this stuff's in the description below the video. Check it out. Go catch me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I've got every single platform basically. And I'd love to see ya. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. You guys have a good rest of your weekend. Take care.